Firearms are a lot of things. Useful, fun, expensive, necessary. But although there are more guns in America than people, since most people don't rely on them anymore to put food on the table and survive the frontier, not everyone has had the privilege of spending time shooting them. Movies and TV don't do an apt job of portraying them, as you always see them from outside of the first-person perspective, so for many, booting up a first-person shooter game is the first exposure they have to handling firearms. Video games are just games after all. Despite how many people they've turned into gun owners, how easy games make guns look has driven a lot of new firearm owners down the wrong path. Hey, I'm Cody. I shoot a lot as a hobby and I also direct a local shooting match. I've seen a lot of new shooters compare real shooting to Call of Duty, and maybe that was me too way back when. Let's talk about perceptions of guns coming from games and how it can ruin your relationship with guns, especially as a new owner. If you like video games and are new to guns or thinking about getting your first, this video is for you. From video games, many a gun enthusiast has been born. Whether you were BXRing your friends in split-screen Halo, or watching the coolest character of all time get betrayed in Modern Warfare 2, come on guys, it's been 16 years, this isn't a spoiler anymore. Many of our first times pulling the trigger was virtually. And from the moment the developers of insert your favorite shooter here put a gun in your hands, you were a pro at using it, or at least the character you were looking through the eyes of was. Pinpoint accuracy, perfect ADS times and reloads, and it didn't matter if the enemy was an alien, Russian, or anything else, they caught accurate rounds from us. So, after having fun shooting guns in games for years, and possibly due to some world events too, after picking up a virtual gun for the first time, you went ahead and got yourself a real one too, or at least maybe you plan to down the road. And that was me. My parents didn't own guns while I was growing up, and by the time I graduated college and got a big boy job, I had fired a real gun in less than 10 occasions ever. But disposable income is a hell of a thing, and shortly, I was the proud owner of a Zastava M90. Now, I didn't know shit about real guns, but I was confident I was better at shooting than anyone else who was still relatively new, because I had been playing shooter games since I was in middle school. Well, it turns out I wasn't really better than anyone else, and I had fallen into one of the biggest traps that plagues new gun owners, and more specifically, ones that got into it because of video games. I had overestimated my skill, and I was now facing the harsh reality that I sucked. The primary function of a video game is to be entertaining. Most do not exist to teach you things. It's not hard to figure out that guns in video games are, sorry for putting it stupidly, gamified, and that the shooting skills your player character has and the masterful control we have over the joysticks or mouse doesn't translate so well into real steel. Even if you've never consciously thought about your real shooting skill in relation to your shooting skill in a game, how could top fragging and racking up thousands of virtual kills over the years not have subliminally made us think that we were good with a gun? And so that's where I was, in the same place many others have been, and the same place many more will go. The harsh realization that shooting is hard. When you play as the Master Chief, you get gamified weapon handling as if you were the character, but in reality you are not John Battlefield. The speed at which player characters effortlessly move, pivot, acquire, and eliminate targets is categorically impossible for you or I when we had just bought our first gun, regardless of skill in other sports or athleticism. Firearms are not a function or extension of your body, and therefore foreign and unfamiliar. As an example, look at reload times for the guns in Battlefield 6. For this Glock, it's about 1.5 seconds, perfectly, every single time. The top shooters in the world have a goal or benchmark of 1 second to shoot, reload, and shoot again, which takes, and I can't stress this enough, years to cultivate that speed and the consistency to not fumble it on some tries. Your average guy with some training is doing it in 2 to 3 seconds, and if you're new, it's going to take a lot longer than even that too. Not to mention if you mess it up, it takes longer to recover. And this is all ignoring that the real world has stress that adds on to all this, making it harder, that is never present in video games. Even the run-of-the-mill grunt Battlefield supposes you are can perfectly execute a reload every single time while actively taking rounds to the chest and arms. Possibly bogus Dunning-Kruger chart that you see all over the place is still a good illustration for this effect where you're not as good as you thought you were. You were here, and now you've fallen to the bottom and realized it's not easy. This drop will make or break you. People it breaks end up as firearm, not shooting enthusiasts. They own guns they find cool, shoot them irregularly, and often shoot them with middling skill, and don't have a mindset of becoming more proficient with them. If you have better expectations about your skill when you were still new to gun ownership, you don't have to jump off of Mountain Stupid. The most important message of this video is that I want anyone new to guns or curious about them in the first place who's watching this video to be the guy who comes in realistically, knowing he's at the bottom of the curve and accepts and embraces that there is a world out there to learn and many skills to cultivate, and bounces back to learning how to shoot and becomes a shooting enthusiast, not a firearm enthusiast. Whether you're not an owner yet, you're brand new, or you've been shooting for a while, this is the message. Guns are cool, but will be worth more to you if you have the skills to get more out of them. I'd compare it to owning a race car you suck at driving. It costs a lot of money, it's super cool to have, you probably want to have more than one. But how much good is it really doing you if you don't have the skills to really push it to the limit? Ask me how I know. I have been on both sides of this equation. As with anything, if you pursue getting better, you will learn more about it than just that specific skill. You'll learn about yourself, and you'll meet cool people along the way. Resources on how to shoot and train at all levels are free all over the internet and YouTube. I guarantee someone will have a video out there for your specific gun and how to run it if you want to be more granular about it than just basic shooting instruction. If you are new and you want to see what this looks like in reality but don't know where to start, go to a shooting match. If you don't have a gun yet or you're apprehensive about competing because of your skill level, as long as you can keep a gun downrange, not negligently discharge, you're fine. If you would still rather watch it and see what it's all about first, I've never been to a match that has turned down a spectator. PracticeScore.com aggregates most matches all into one place and will give you the time and date for any local matches. Your local range and or gun store's employees will also most likely be knowledgeable about local matches. In conclusion, shooting will end up being harder than media and especially video games have led you to believe. Don't let it discourage you. Anyone who you've ever seen shoot good was new at some point too. Cultivate your skill, join the community and make friends, and learn how to drive that race car. You'll get so much more out of firearms getting out and using them rather than just having cool looking ones sit in your safe, saved for a few outings a year. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you want to reach out, the best way for me is Instagram. If you're around Eastern North Carolina, come shoot my match, or maybe I'll see you at one of the other local ones. I've been Cody, and I'll see you on the battlefield or the range.